Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. My name is Lloyd Luna and this is the Season 7 world premiere of The Big Picture. Hello everyone. Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, wherever you're watching from around the world. Have a great evening. It's Friday. It's Friday. What's the date today? September the 11th, 2020. How are you today? I hope you guys are doing great. If you are watching our show, this is our Season 7 world premiere, and I'm very happy that you're still with us, joining us in this very, very special episode for tonight. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching live, please do share our live stream link. You can also organize your own watch party so that your friends, families, and associates can actually watch the show for tonight. And before anything else, if you're going to watch us on YouTube, and then you can have an opportunity to actually receive a gift courtesy of Unisol and TNC. If you want to know more about the gift that you can get if you watch and comment on youtube.com/TNC now, this is the item that you have the chance of actually having. Watch. All right, good. Oh. Medyo marami tayong ano dito. We have some things going backstage because I am having a new setup for tonight. So pansinin nyo po, medyo nagkaroon ng microphone sa aking harap. But setting up. So let's see if this is work. What about an applause, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, di ba? Meron na tayong papanakpak. So again, please do share our live stream link for tonight. Thank you so much, Juan Lu, for giving us 10 stars for tonight. If you're watching us right now, you can send us your love and support by clicking the star or send star button. And let us have some stars, please. Thank you so much, Juan Lu, for the 10 stars. How did you get those stars, by the way? Very nice, very nice. Nakakatuwa. Bon Burgos is saying, hello everyone, good evening, watching from Cabanatuan City. Please do stay and watch our stream for tonight for Bon Burgos because we're going to play something very special just for you tonight. So again, please do watch us on youtube.com/TNC now. Make some comments there and get a chance to get a gift, a washable face mask worth 600 pesos. And if you're living within Metro Manila, the delivery is free of charge. All right, exciting night tonight because we have someone in the show. We had him once, but I think once is not enough. So we are having him again tonight, but this time a different person because not just as a guest, but as a very soon newest part of TNC family. So I'm going to introduce him later in the show. In the meantime, again, if you're watching the show right now, please do share our live stream link and organize your own watch party. Or you can just share this live stream to your Facebook groups and chat groups. Bakit ako delayed? Delayed ang alin ko. Anyway, headlines from the Manila Times. Break it on. Let's take a look. Law government to set up housing efforts. 40% of Filipinos see dark future. More Filipinos or more poor Filipinos seen in 2021. $748 private schools drop out this year. So, hindi na po estudyante yung nag-drop out. No? School na, in fairness. PH COVID cases lower than other countries. What about if we lower it versus the previous days? No po, dapat din yata sa ibang bansa. PhilHealth to probe reimbursements. Go vows to expose corruption in government. Makati okays 2.5 billion peso cash grant for businesses. Police, Army reinforce Bacolod contract tracer. Nueva Vizcaya mine firm pours 7 million pesos to fight COVID. Ayala affiliate ditches stake in Australia firm and shares extend fall on sell-offs. Pitch outlook. Headlines presented to you by the Manila Times. For more news and information, please go to manilatimes.net or download their application at digitaledition.manilatimes.net. All right, I'm very excited to introduce our guest for tonight because he's going to be the newest addition, part of the family of the new channel. And so, before I give you the guy, let me give you the show that he is going to host starting next week. Watch. All right. Please welcome to the show, back to TNC, Lee O'Brien. Lee O'Brien is host of the TNC upcoming show, Foreign Affairs. Hi, Lee. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Lloyd. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, very good. I mean, looking better, huh? In fairness, looking better.
Cleaned up this time. Feeling better. Definitely.
I almost didn't recognize you. How's that?
It happens. It happens. It's incredible what a new camera will do. So
In fairness, you are now a really embodiment of seeing the new you. After the
that's
first
it. That's
episode,
it.
we are seeing the new you.
That's it. Seriously. Just opened up a whole can of worms. So yeah, enjoying it. Enjoying my new life.
Okay, now again, thank you so much for being here. This is a great opportunity for us to introduce you as not just as a guest, but as part of TNC because you're going to host a new show here on TNC Foreign Affairs. So
Yeah.
mostly our interview will be about that foreign affairs, about your show, your expectations, and your plan and how you envision it to be. So let's uh,
Yeah.
let's start by asking my first question. Foreign affairs, you are obviously a foreigner in the Philippines, so if you can give us a recap on how you got in here, probably it will give us an idea on how you also survived.
You bet. Well, I have been here in the country for just over 5 years. So in the year 2015, April of 2015, I came out to visit my girlfriend, and the visit ended up becoming a full-time stay because I ended up gaining work in some TV shows out here because I am an actor by profession. Originally, what happened, I didn't even, not like I didn't know about the Philippines, but I really wasn't focused on the Philippines. I was just living my life in the United States up until 2015, up until 2014, when I actually did a movie with the Filipino channel called Edsel Woolworth, and it was on that shoot that I met my now girlfriend and mother of our daughter, Malia, and for shot for a month on the film. You know, we became friends, connected, and then we ended up doing the premieres in the United States and then out here. And so I came out here in January of 15 for the very first time and loved the country. It was beautiful. Had a really nice visit during the premiere week. And after that, she and I kindled up a little sparked up a little love and a little long distance dating. And so I decided to come out in April after that to visit, and ended up just staying out here. And it's been 5.5 years, two houses, and a daughter later. We're living the Philippine life. So yeah.
Wow. Looks like you have been hostage when you came back.
Yeah. I'm trying to do Morse code with my eyes right now. See if you can get me out of here. No, it's been great. It's been an amazing experience. And to backtrack before that, from the year 2000 to 2010, I had actually spent 10 years in 4 different countries in Latin America. So living abroad was not new to me. It was something I had done before on many different
Bluetooth
occasions,
disconnected.
many different situations, and I really was something that I think I was keen to doing again. So it made it a little easier to move out here. But just the same, when you're not the local, you're not from the place, you don't look like you come from the place, you don't speak like you come from the place. It's always an interesting experience being the foreigner, or as some say, the foreigner. So
Yeah, orange.
yeah,
Exactly how you say it.
correct
Orange.
pronunciation. Foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
The Philippines is not the first country you came into, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what
No,
was the
it's
first
the
country you have been to?
well, outside of my own country of the United States, it had been I had traveled throughout Europe and Central America, but to actually live an extended period of time was the country of Costa Rica. And so I lived in Costa Rica for like a year, and then I moved to Panama City in
Cos-
Panama, and I
Costa
was
Rica is
there for
where is Costa
Central
Rica?
America. It's in Central America. So that's in the isthmus of land between North America, which ends with Mexico, and then South America, which starts with Colombia.
Oh, that explains your being knowledgeable in speaking Spanish, right? You speak
Yeah,
Spanish. See,
absolutely.
see,
Had
si,
to learn
senor.
it. Had to learn it. Sí, señor. Yeah, podemos hablar cuando
Uh,
tú desees.
uh, okay, let's go back and revert to English then.
Yes, it's all right. Sorry.
Okay, what's in Costa Rica again, so we can understand your journey traveling from one place to another, and then finally settling here in the Philippines, hopefully for good.
Yeah. So, yeah, you mean what was there in Costa Rica that brought me to there?
Yes,
Was that your
yes,
question? Yeah,
yes.
well, what happened is it came after I spent about 4 or 5 months doing a backpack trip and traveling through Central America. So I started out in Guatemala, went down to Panama, and then came back up north. And in Costa Rica, I had a really good friend living there, and I had spent time with her and her group of friends, and I had made connections there. And so I felt very comfortable going back there. Plus, it's a really nice country for foreigners because there's quite a few foreigners there already. They're very friendly and accepting to foreigners. There's some opportunities for foreigners there too, quite a bit. So it's very welcoming to foreigners. So it's a nice transition. It's not fully Latino there, but it's got Latino flavor to it. And so I lived there, and I ended up getting a job doing direct sales, basically door to door sales, and that's especially where I developed my Spanish. So that took me from Costa Rica after 6 months, took me down to Panama for 6 months, and then brought me back to Costa Rica. And then I ended up moving down to Peru with the same company. So, and ended up living in Peru for another 2 years, not working with that company the whole time, but that's what got me down to South America.
But
And
mainly you
then
were doing the direct selling.
on the first 2.5 years, yes, I was. And then after that, I kind of bounced around from some different jobs. There was a sports sponsorship job we did where we worked with one of the local soccer teams in Peru and some local Olympic athletes to get them sponsors, and like soccer teams, you see they have sponsors on their shirts and all around the stadiums. We'd go out and hunt those down for them. And then I ended up moving home for a little bit in 2004, and then I ended up getting a job in flower export for an American company down in Ecuador. So Ecuador and Colombia are two of the biggest flower producers in the world because of their amazing climates. And so I was working in that for a couple of years, exporting flowers in Ecuador, and then which is just north of Peru and just south of Colombia. And then I ended up working I co-founded a fruit export company with some local Ecuadorians, and was with them for about 2 years. And then we ended up going our separate ways. And then for a year, I ended up like teaching English, trying to get things going in Ecuador. After a while, just didn't work out, so it was time to move home. And that was at the 10-year mark. So after 10 years, I ended up getting home after that.
And then after getting back home, the next country
Yeah,
is
yeah, it was well, what happened is, so back in Peru, and when I was doing door-to-door sales, there was a day where I ended up going to this one house, where we'd have days where we'd go into neighborhoods and go specifically to houses. And so I was coming up to these houses, knocking on doors, and I went into this house that was deserted, and these guys were running auditions in there for commercials. And so I was pitching them my products and whatnot, and they weren't buying, but they're like, "Hey man," because obviously I was a gringo, I was a white guy. They said, "Hey, you want to jump in front of the camera and do an audition for us?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I did an audition. Nothing happened. They called me back like 4 or 5 times, and then eventually I got cast by them into a commercial before I left Peru. And so when I had moved to Ecuador, apart from exporting flowers and fruits, I also started up doing commercials and voiceovers and a little bit of acting too in Ecuador. So I had that background in media, and it was all in Spanish. It was all, a lot of time it was just, fun commercials and whatnot. And the infomercials were fun too. And then when I came home to the United States, I was working as a construction supervisor for a couple of years. And then I decided, give a shot to the acting and the media and the show hosting, which is, I had a little bit of experience in that in the infomercials and commercials. And so I was doing that, and I had been doing it about 3 or 4 years. And then the opportunity came along to work with the Filipino channel, and the rest is history. It's all
wow,
written. Yeah.
wow, quite a ride, quite a journey. Okay,
Yeah.
the foreign affairs. We'll talk about a couple of things and angles for foreigners. So we talk about culture, politics, business. Paint us the culture of Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is it's a laid back Latino culture, but it's very, very heavily influenced by foreigners as much as it is by uh, locals. And the reason why is because it's a population question. The country of Costa Rica is about 4 million people. Half of those, 2 million of those 4 million people have some kind of either direct one generation or two generation descent from Europeans, North Americans, and or other Latinos. So there's a heavy mix of different influences in food, in lifestyle, and interests. So you don't really have a hard time finding people that speak English, or you find a lot of Italian speakers, French speakers, a lot of Spanish, like mother country Spanish from Spain. So it's very welcoming to foreigners in the sense that a lot of people either have been growing up with foreigners in their family,
Mm,
or they know, they know someone who's, 75% German
mhm.
and 25% Costa Rican. It's like very exposed and influenced by foreign cultures. So it's not as diehard
Mhm.
as pure Latino as say other countries are. So it makes for a very nice entry point for any foreigner, because you're not going to sit there and get such the culture shock jumping into that to the culture there and to the society.
Right. So you can categorically say that it was easy blending in Costa Rica.
Easier than the other countries, and ironically, it was the first country. So, like what, and ironically, I say because after having been in a country, you think, oh well, I know how to do it. When you get to new countries, there's still just traditionally different aspects of cultures that you still need to get used to. And here in the Philippines has been no different. And in each of the countries of Latin America, I would know a little more than I did before going into the last one, but still didn't know what the local scene offered. So
Yeah,
it's always a learning experience. There's always
exactly.
something that's going to surprise you. Yeah,
Yeah,
always.
and Google is not enough for you to experience that
Goo-
prior to going there. So
that's another thing is actually 2000 to 2010. Google doesn't show up to the scene strong until like 2004, 2006.
oh,
So right. So and then like all these things, for example, with maps and booking hotels and booking
you,
food
you're
and learning
telling me you use
languages
the
and
you use
earpieces to
the
translate. No, 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 no. Like we were on the tail. I was in the tail end of you know walk out the door and go find your life, because otherwise you're going to be stuck. I That was the thing I always find funny is I think back on my days backpacking, and we used to go with like the book, and you have these ideas with a book, but unless you call ahead and you can confirm, and even then you're not sure if the call connections are working from this country to the next, like you don't know if you got a hotel that night, whereas now it's like you could book your entire trip off
exactly.
off your phone, 2 months
Yeah.
in advance, and never worry, right? So
Why don't we stop talking
yeah,
about it because your age seems to get the highlight if you're talking about
yeah,
the
but
previous.
at the same time, I know I'm not blessed like the Filipinos. I don't look, so young when I get older, but it's experience. It's all good.
It should be. All right. So how is it like in Peru? Because after that you went. It's still part of Peru is which continent? Still in
That
uh,
is in the center of South America, on the
okay.
western coast. Yeah,
Okay. So
Peru.
how was it
I,
there?
I actually love Peru a lot, because it has so much to offer. Um, and but like getting the adjustment wise, it is way different. Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, especially, are very, very influenced and have a huge population number, or percentage of their population that are from the indigenous tribes that came pre-Spanish arrival. So that's the big influence on a lot of the population in those countries. And so there's a lot of reference to pre-colonial, kind of traditions and speech, language, food, and whatnot. Peru has a lot of way different ways of looking at things compared to, let's say, the United States, uh, not Western perspective on things. But then what's amazing too is their geography is that they have a long coastline, and then they go straight up to the Andes to a highlands kind of population. Think like Baguio, Mount Pulag, like Sagada, these big high mountain areas in the Philippines has a little bit of that too. People are kind of just different up there. It's just the way life is. And then they drop down into the Amazon jungle, which is a whole different kind of population and culture. So you
Wow.
really get exposed to like a lot of different uh, influences, and then you have like these random sprinkling of like Italian, Japanese, German, like little pockets,
Mm-hmm.
around, and especially like out in the Amazon, they were known like post World War II to have a lot of pockets of European kind of settlers that were either escaping the problems in Europe or escaping the post-war problems or different factors. So you come across these different groups that have kind of moved on after 2, 3 generations of mixing with the local population. So there's that kind of mix, but it's such a beautiful country, and the food is amazing. Peruvian food is so underrated. And yet, it's so good. It's just
Like
it's
I can't
very good food.
imagine. Is there a close comparison among Asian food uh, for Peruvian food? Like which is the
Yeah,
closest? Or
the closest, yeah. Well, especially Filipino food. Like that's what was cool about coming to the Philippines was I I was in tune with a lot of the Spanish influence that's here, you know. So, the stuff like lechon, the stuff like all the stews, callos, caricare, caldereta, the bulalos, that kind of stuff, where you get some kind of big kind of meat, dice it up with vegetables in some kind of sauce. I find the Philippines is very much got that Spanish base, but then it's just like run right into like Chinese and Japanese kind of influences and the Malay influences as well. So in Peru, they've kind of like very much finessed and created these dishes over time that have the influences. So there's very much like Italian sponsored or influenced dishes. The Asian dishes that they have are very much from some of the Japanese and Chinese. They have chaufa, which is kind of their rice mixed with egg, mixed with onions and any kind of meat product. They do all the raw fish. The ceviches are phenomenal. Their seafood is excellent, and it's very much. It's not the same as here, but it's like you can see their cousins, but they got maybe a little different coloring, a little different flavor, but where the feeling is there. And both areas, that area of South America, with the Amazon and the Andes, and then the Philippines, Southeast Asia, both have just incredible tropical fruits. So you'll have
Right.
the really great fruits. Like over there, I had heard about jackfruit and durian, but like over there, they also have tree tomato and
Mm.
what else? Lucuma, for example, in Peru is phenomenal. So like, and
Right.
they're not here. So there's
Yeah.
some things here that are not there, but a lot of the tropicals are the same. The mangosteens, the
And
rambutan, all those things those are
this
all the same.
discussion is making my tummy really, really want
Yeah,
to pause
yeah.
for a
Did you
commercial
eat?
break.
Did you kumain na?
No, not yet. Not yet. And so I'm going to pause for a
Me
short
too.
commercial,
You bet.
Lee. I'm going to ask you more questions because, for the record, it's the Philippines that you have the most number of staying into one place. Uh, and so we'll talk about how you survived here in the Philippines. What are the things that you did? How you found the culture and the things that really fascinates you. So the big picture on TNC will return. Please stay on our stream. Don't go away.
Since I got my new place, I've enjoyed every single day here. Hotel like amenities, attentive staff, resort style living, all in a premium location. So life here is easy and convenient. That's why I invested in another unit. I can earn more, and they can enjoy the very same things I enjoy at home. What a life! So much more rewarding. So much more to life. SMDC.
We need beauty every day. We need power every day. But are you ready?
Ready? Yes.
Beauty is power.
Welcome back. You're still watching the big picture on the new channel. Thank you for staying with us. Before I go on, I would like to greet some people who are watching. Dr. Joseph Lee, the celebrity doctor, is watching. Good PM Lloyd, looking good. Thank you, sir. I hope you're doing well and always safe and healthy, ha? Kasi doktor, frontliner ito. So Erwin Manansara has given us 10 stars. Woo! What about that? Applause. Ayan, 10 stars. Ha? Erwin Manansala, thank you so much for sending stars. Also, to Wan Lu for sending another 10 stars. All right. Very good. Now, Josie Suarez is also watching along with my parents who are in Australia right now. So thank you so much for tuning in again. Before I call in back my guest for tonight, the host of the upcoming TNC show, Foreign Affairs, I would like to invite you to watch our other TNC shows, which are highly inspirational. You're going to see them right there on your screen right now. As you can see, they are there. And my script is not in here. Whoo! Awkward. Now let's cheers. The Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. HR Hotline introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources management Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everybody's business at 4 p.m. The Fourth Project on Season Break is about life, business, and success stories, streaming live from Dubai, UAE, 7 p.m. or 11 p.m. the Philippine time. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see. Thursdays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by tuning in to U-Turn. Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories of building and owning properties. Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Laugh and learn through the puppet stories. Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Magbenta, bumili, tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar, Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. YOLO is for all of us to understand that law is fun and cool as well. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Sino pa nawawala? After Shift is a chillaxing show about your choices and the way you live your life after work. Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Discover your talent and learn how you can share it with others through Win Within. Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show Fridays at 5:30 p.m. More upcoming TNC shows that will truly inspire you. COVID Stories premieres tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Foreign Affairs is going to premiere next week, so please watch. Healthline the same week as well as Money and More. Catch also our TNC original shows such as One Day, an inspiring 30-minute storytelling, alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by TNC founders yours truly and Apple Manansala. This show is where we talk to you, our valued audience, on feedback about shows on TNC. Please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you use hashtag See the New You. Alright. So before I call in back my guest again, I would like to play another video because 2 days ago, our executive producer was able to sign another contract. This company will be part of the sponsors of the Big Picture. So please watch our For Life commercial. Thank you so much for being part of our show as sponsor. So makikita niyo po yan na consistent na in the next 2 months na uh, mag-appear on the big picture. All right, let's welcome back Lee O'Brien, is host of the TNC upcoming show Foreign Affairs. Welcome
Hello.
back, Mr. O'Brien. Sounds
Thank you for
foreign.
having me back. Good to be here.
No choice. We still have some more time, so
Glued to my chair. Can't go anywhere anyway. It's all
okay,
good.
no
Thank you.
problem. Okay, walk us through your journey when you came to the Philippines. That was after your being discovered by TNC in the US when you came back from Costa Rica after Peru, and before Peru is Costa Rica. Am I following?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
and
go ahead.
which the part about how I got ended up in the Philippines
Yeah, and the
or
things
after.
that the things that you had to face in here coming in. So what are the things, what were your priorities at the time? Housing, work, connections, uh uh among these things.
Yeah, it was an extremely different situation for me. Previously, I'd gone to countries with little to no work, except for Ecuador. I'd gone there with a work contract almost in tow. But apart from the other countries, I literally went into the countries not knowing really more than one or two people, and just kind of created what I was doing there. When I came here, I was a very different experience. And the glaring elephant that was sitting in the room while I came here was the celebrity the whole celebrity aspect. My girlfriend, as some people know, is a pretty big time celebrity here in the Philippines. I would call her the most talented woman in Filipino entertainment today. And she's just known around the world by all Filipinos, very popular, very renowned. And so it was very different for me to come go from knowing one person in the country to come here and a bunch of people not knowing me personally, but knowing who I am. And so it was very much different interaction. I haven't had as much ability to personally get to know as many people because there's that celebrity kind of barrier going on. I just don't have the time or the opportunity to really get to know a lot of people, and a lot of people come to me and know me as her, boyfriend, and or now they know me as the father of Malia. So it's kind of this. There's kind of a preconception that comes into play before I even meet a lot of people, both in good, neutral, and not so good ways. So it all works out. And I moved here, and we ended up living together when I moved here. So what happened is I also not only had to experience the celebrity aspect for the first time, I also experienced the whole Filipino culture, Filipino family experience as well, and went headfirst into that. So that was a whole new experience too. I was trying to I drew on a lot of my Latin American experiences for that, because there are a lot of similarities, but there are some differences too. So it's been quite a unique ride. And on terms of the acting, when I came to visit her in 2015, what happened is, this was the story. We went out to, I believe, Palawan, and we were hanging out in Palawan, and we had taken some picture on the beach. She posted on Instagram, and a production company here, Unitel, saw our picture, and so they ended up texting her handler, and then her handler ends up texting her and saying, "Hey, he's in the country? Would he be able to come in for an audition?" And week later, we come home, or the next week after we came home, I went in for the audition, ended up getting cast into a show on TV5. So came here, had a lead role in the show Kano Loves Pinay, which I think I was explaining this last time I was on the show, that it was a very cathartic experience. It was literally, we were doing episodes of events that either I had just lived out or I was just about to live out in real life. So it was this whole duality where I was doing it
Yeah.
scripted either right after or right before I was going to do it in real life. So it was a very fun experience. I worked with just an amazing cast and crew. So my whole first group in the Philippines was really
Mhm.
fun to work with.
What
So
what do you think about the mindset that a foreigner is supposed to be having if one is settling in as a newcomer in the country? In your particular case, what was the mindset like? What were the things that you were looking at very closely, and what are your priorities?
yeah, I truly believe I've come to learn that and it's kind of a catch 22 in life. Like this is something you got to work at. I don't think everyone. First of all, I don't know if everyone can really like move to a new culture and deal with it. It takes work, and what it also takes is acceptance. It takes the ability at some point to just accept and deal with what is, not try and change it, not try and work around it, not try and I'll fake it this way for a while and I'll be able to just get by. If you're living in the culture, if you have an experience, like I have where I moved in directly with her and her family. I deal with her family on a daily basis. We interact all the time. I deal with her friends, her industry and work on a daily basis. And there's nothing really that you can't. What happens is, and this was the same in Latin America. There were certain things where they're just not American ways of doing things,
Mm,
and so I was very accustomed to having certain expectations, and then all of a sudden things are happening this way though, and they're totally different from the
yeah.
expectation. And you can sit there and you can get worked up and you can get stressed, or you can totally just accept it and learn how to live with it,
Mm,
or learn how to live doing it. And
mm,
I felt like in Latin America, I very much, especially because of the door to door sales, my first few countries, I was just like a sponge. So I really adopted and adapted to Latino culture really
mm.
well
What's
because I needed to.
give us something the brightest contrast in terms of the culture of the West versus the East. I mean, if there is one
Yeah,
particular feature in the West that you have never seen in the East, what would it be?
I think one of the main features is the independence versus the group, which they call here, I think, Bayanihan,
Mm.
if I'm not
Yep, it
mistaken.
is. It is. You pronounce it right.
That's right, right? It's like
It,
that group centered, family centered mentality,
extend,
which
extended family centered. In fact, extended. You mean not
absolutely,
just
absolutely,
the first family,
and
the family of the families of the families, right?
right, right. Like the what's the joke? Like all these people here in the Philippines, all these people are my cousins, and like none of them are blood related, right? But because they like grew up so group tied and tight, and it's very prevalent, like especially like in the Chinese culture, the Chinese families kind of like lock in and are very insular, and they keep their family tight, and are very here in the Philippines, it's very much like the group mentality. There's this posse of people, be it the family, be it the local community, be it the barangay, be it the local province, and they very much play for the group's interests and focus in on the group. And what that does, it takes away, it doesn't let them, or they don't focus as much on an individual effort, to not mess up the group. And in the West, and especially in America, because we're all immigrants, right, to begin with, uh, there's an individual mentality. It's like
Mm,
I'm going to go out and make my way, and I'm going to go out and do my way,
mm.
and I'll do it on my own if I have to, and I'll, individual, individual, individual. And so, coming
Is it
here,
is it easier when you're coming from an independent minded to sort of a community or family sort of group minded? Is it easier than the other way around?
I don't know. Like I don't know, to be honest. Like I don't know what it's like to go from the group to the individual. Like what I know is it's tough to give up that personal desire, not just to be like it's not like about being selfish. It's just kind of like your state of focus
Right.
is you want to help. Like I'm totally focused on being part of her family and helping her family, not helping her family, but like, being there for them, like they would be there for me, like kind of, working together. But at the same time, like I have my interests, so a lot of times I notice, either in the family or, in other families, people don't always sit there and maybe pursue their own interests
Mm,
as fully as something like I would like to do, right? Like
right.
for example, uh, something I learned to do in Latin America was I made a lot of foreigner friends because as a foreigner, when you're hanging out with all the locals, it's cool and it's fun. But at some point, you kind of want your way of life and your mindset, and your paradigm, and talk to someone who gets what you're feeling, right? And so,
Right.
like, I like to have foreigner, and so sometimes it's not weird for her family, but I don't know if her family here identifies, or my other Filipino friends are always like, like there's not an inclination to say like, to go out with a foreigner friend. They're just like, why are you doing that? Why don't you hang with the family? And
Mhm.
okay, I'm hanging with the family all the time, so I'm not. It's not a like I'm just inclined that way to think. Hey, I'm going to go see my foreigner
Mhm.
friends. I'm going to go here and do this. I'll just go down here and do this. Whereas in Filipino culture, it's very more okay, we'll do this. Let me do that for you. Let you.
Yeah.
I'll go with you, right? I'll come
Right.
with you. No, bring him with you and go.
Mhm.
Not
Okay.
just I'll just go do it.
Well,
So it's
it seems to me like you're
that's
able to adjust anyway, so no problem. Okay, I'm going to pause for another commercial, and then when we come back, we have a special guest coming in to welcome you officially on TNC. So please don't go away. Yuli, stay there, as well as our stream viewers for tonight. The big picture on the new channel returns after this short reminder. Welcome back. You're still watching The Big Picture on the new channel. And as I bring back our guest for tonight, Lee O'Brien, host of the TNC upcoming show Foreign Affairs. Let's have him back. We also would like to welcome TNC co-founder Apple Manansala to officially welcome Lee on our TNC family.
Hello, Lee. Good evening.
Hi, Apple.
Yeah, thank you for being here on the new channel. And as Lloyd said, I officially welcome you to the new channel. Thank you very
Where
much
else?
for
Where else
signing
will
up
you
with us,
welcome
and
him?
thank you very much for signing up with us, and thank you very much for allowing us to be part of your journey. I know this is a new journey for you, and we hope that you will have a great time, and you will be able to spread. You would be able to show the people um, who you really are through this new show that you have. So I actually have a question for you. Um, I don't know if Lloyd have already asked if who's your what do you call this? Uh Dream guest for the show, I guess. Do you have any in mind? Because it's going to be 18 episodes, so might wanna, prep the viewers for them to look forward to that episode.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, my focus in the episodes will definitely be to highlight foreigners, but also to share what they know with Filipinos and other foreigners alike. I've come across some people that are living here that are very not only worldly, but they're very accomplished, like in their certain fields. And I think we're going to be starting it off on Tuesday with my first guest, a gentleman named Daryl Blatchley out of
Mm-hmm.
Davao, who is
Mm-hmm.
seriously one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met and knows so much about environmental issues, wildlife, um, everything. I originally met him about 4 years ago in Davao at his museum, and he took me on a tour of his museum. And for 2 or 3 hours, I was literally just enthralled. I could
Mm-hmm.
listen to the dude talk all day because he's just so educated and so knowledgeable and
Uh-huh.
applicable in his knowledge with everything. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really excited for the first episode. A
Mm.
dream interview. That's a great
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to start thinking about that because I have some great people I definitely want to interview, and yeah, I'll start setting my sights on some bigger fish.
that's
I guess I
that's
thought
the assignment
How
there.
the
about
first few were
You have an
good, but
assignment, Lee.
I know I got homework.
But there's another
yeah,
question. This one is easier. You could answer this real quickly. Apple, you probably may be looking at some golden something ornament there, right to the right
yeah,
side of
yeah, yeah,
Lee.
yeah,
Would you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
ask about that?
yeah. Yeah, on the right and on the left. So you might want to like walk us through why you have those things over there.
Absolutely, of course. So this guy here is like the good luck tree, and this
Uh-huh.
is my girlfriend loves her ornaments and uh, ornaments and decorations that are full of luck and that bring good benefit, good success, and wishes on people. So this is the good luck tree, and then over here on my left, this is a Chinese good luck charm as well that she recently got specifically for this year because this is her year, the year of the rat. And so this was specifically one of her ornaments that her and I think I'm going to butcher this really well. Feng Shui. I don't know if I said it right.
Feng
Feng
shui, yeah.
Shui. Feng Shui.
I think it's
So
feng shui.
Yeah.
Feng Shui.
Feng shui.
All right.
Yes.
So because
I
I
hope
could
I'm
just go
right.
American and say Feng Shui, but Yeah, it's one her feng shui advisor hooked her up with that, and so she's
Okay.
very proud of that.
We
So I love keeping that on my
we
mojo too.
we are looking at a very successful season run for Foreign Affairs because you have two good luck ornaments right there.
right there.
Right,
I
you
think this
know,
is the first time that we launch
And
a show with a sort of a good luck thing, left and
yeah.
right.
This could be two different episodes right here. Like this is one, and that's another. So you know, bound by
yeah,
luck.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's actually very interesting because when you were doing the pre-production earlier, that's one thing that we mentioned. It caught personally, it caught my attention. So and of course, I want to take this chance to again thank you for saying yes to the invitation to be part of the new channel. I don't think it was very hard to actually invite you. It was like an instant. I think it was an in what do you call that? I think it's just faith that brought all of us
It's
right now.
destiny. Amen.
Yeah. Yes.
absolutely.
And I can just remember I want the whole world watching us right now, and those who will be watching this episode later on replay, to know that the words that Lee mentioned to me when she said that the Pokey meant she didn't congratulate you, right? For having thought of the show, but she just
Yeah.
asked you if when she would be a part of the show. So I think
When she and
that's
Malia will show up.
yes. So that's really going to be very exciting for all of our audience, and seeing all of you on screen together and different from how
Mm.
she's very accustomed to, which is the mainstream media. So
But
again,
Apple,
Lee, yes.
yeah, as well as the value that Lee will be bringing to TNC is incomparable. We have been producing shows that are really diverse, so diverse that you cannot really recognize the connection from one show to another, except that we are all inspirational and we're standing about passion and transformation. So we are excited to see you morphing from who you are right now to who you can become in the next 18 episodes on screen. We're excited to see you every episode.
Yeah. Me
Right on.
personally, I'm really excited because, as you have mentioned earlier, I was also watching. You even mentioned to me that that the first interview that you had with Lloyd, with our invitation, was actually kind of like very ease, and you felt like it was really you being interviewed more than the all the other reasons, important reasons in your life why you actually came here and moved to the Philippines, which I was actually very flattered, to receive that feedback and comment from you, and know that Lloyd and I will be here to support you with wherever you want to get this show to be. We're already announcing that people from the California that you have left behind can still actually watch you, and I think this is a very good opportunity for you to still reach out to them again, because you will be consistently available online, so they can talk to you over chat. They can guest on
Yes.
your show, and I think
Mm.
they will be very happy. So both the Philippines and your family here in the Philippines, your family in the US will definitely celebrate this show for you, and we're very, very happy. We're very blessed that we're part of that. So kasi we feel like you're kind of like being attached to a very popular person like Pokwang is already, you know it's such an honor for us to be trusted with your own plans and with your own goals for yourself, as a talk show host, or as someone who will be leading the host. So me
And
personally, I'm very excited.
we who would have been a better host than a foreigner himself?
Yes.
Foreign affairs cannot be
Yeah.
hosted by
Yeah.
someone.
So yeah.
Or live up to the title. Yes.
Yep. You're right. You're right fit for the role.
Perfect
And
time.
it's really
Perfect time.
flattering for us.
Apple, we have seen how he transformed from a sort of a castaway, castaway lead actor
right?
to now, well groomed look.
Yes.
What
Actually,
pandemic? I'm getting to work now. Got my motivation. Thank
Yeah.
you for the
yeah. And
motivation.
then I didn't realize that, someone very, uh, an acquaintance could actually be the one to tell you about those things, and you would actually listen. So I think that's really the reason why we're all here together and launching your show. I think there's really something that people should look forward to in your show. So I want to give that chance for you to talk to your audience right now through the big picture, to maybe, like, give an idea for the people, for the people who are watching, on what they should expect for the foreign affairs, with Lee O'Brien. Yeah.
You bet. Well, first of all, thank you, Apple, for those kind words. As well, Lloyd, thank you. And I appreciate the opportunity very much. And me too. I too am very excited for what can become and what can come from this. When it comes to foreign affairs, the show, I hope to, as I said earlier, highlight local foreigners here in the Philippines that have amazing things to offer. I also hope to shed a little light, advice, help, some hacks on getting things done and living abroad and dealing with living abroad, and also to bring forth some funny, some serious, some heartfelt, and end of the day helpful and entertaining issues that people you deal with every time you have to live in a new land with new people, new language, new culture. I love uh, I love the concept and the idea that people can be born in one place and move to another and exist. And I'll tell you one thing I really admire about the Filipino culture, and unfortunately, I don't get to talk to them too much because they're way out there in the world. But the OFW population is a group of people that I really admire because I know what it's like to pack up your bags, leave the fam, go somewhere. And I've been fortunate to do it on my own, of my own free will and desire, not out of necessity to support my family. So I know what the Filipinos can relate to it too. So it's not a chance here. I'm not going to try and you know alienate people by, by talking all this
Yeah.
foreigner stuff. There may be a few nosebleeds. Let's be honest. That's
Uh-huh.
just life with the English.
No, no, no. Not at all. I think Filipinos like it. I mean,
Yeah, I think
Filipinos
they'll be
like
fine.
learning. They like
Yeah.
appreciating anything that's stateside.
Throw
For that
Yeah.
everything
matter.
you've
And
got, Lee. Throw everything
yeah,
you've got. We
You
are
bet. I
ready.
yeah,
will. I will.
yeah,
And I think what else is cool is another thing I really want to do is not just highlight foreigners here, but highlight how foreigners see here. And I'm not talking about like just, ripping on the driving or you know, the government or getting a visa or doing this or doing that. Things that like maybe Filipinos, it's so natural to Filipinos, they just forget to notice it, and bring out some stuff like that. So I have some really good ideas. I think we're gonna carry out this season, and I'm really excited to be able to share it not only with Filipinos here, but especially with the time slot I have. It'll be perfect for anyone who's sitting over there in North America or South America. I
yeah.
will be talking to you at a great time on a nice Monday night. So get your Monday nights free. Come in, come inside, or just pop on your machine and enjoy it, and I'll give you a show.
All right.
Yeah.
That will be
Wow.
Monday night in the US. And of course,
Wow.
it's going to be what? Morning?
Ladies and gentlemen, big word. He's gonna give you a show. I'm just
Okay.
really excited. And I'm just really excited about that. And of
It's
course,
recorded.
Lee,
That's
yeah,
live.
and
It's
Lee
recorded.
Lloyd, I also would like to give a shout out. I'm not sure if she's watching, but I also would like to give a shout out to Mel Lim Lara. Thank you, Mel, for being the bridge between us and Lee. It's such an, Mel is a colleague, and I'm just really happy that, during this pandemic you get to meet a lot of people, and you are able to meet people, and you're able to bridge people's, you are able to be a common instrument to make things happen for people like all of us. So it's really such a blessing to just to know you, and then, to be able for you to be able to influence other people through the new channel is something else, and we really look forward to that. So Lloyd, we're
Right
gonna
on.
cue again, another video, right, for Lee, before we allow him to again watch everybody for the world premiere of the show,
Yep,
right?
we will.
uh
Thanks, Apple.
yeah. Thank you so much, Lee. Thank you so much, Lloyd. And Lee, we look
Thank you,
forward to
Apple.
seeing you on Tuesday, Philippine time, 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. And
3 a.m.
California, yeah. Heyo peeps in
California.
Cali. Yeah. Heyo peeps
7:30
in
p.m.
Cali.
right after dinner.
Yep.
Come on
Yep.
out and watch.
Monday night. All right. Thanks,
Yes.
Lee. Thanks,
All right.
Lloyd. Thank
Thank
Apple
you, Apple.
Manansala is
Appreciate it.
co-founder of TNC, and before again we let Lee O'Brien go. This is the short video of Foreign Affairs. All right, Lee, please do invite them once more to the launch of your show next week.
All right. Well, everybody, you are invited to come watch Foreign Affairs. It'll be showing at 10:30 a.m. Tuesday local time here in the Philippines, which translates to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on Monday evening, or 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And come on down, watch the show, and enjoy some great talk from some guys from a different part of the world, but loving it here in the Philippines. And thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lee O'Brien. Thank you, Lee. And we are really praying for a successful season run, and then another season run, and then another season run. Welcome to
Why
TNC.
not? Sounds great. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lee O'Brien is host of the TNC upcoming show, Foreign Affairs. All right, that's all the time we have for tonight. The Big Picture is presented to you by Puzzle Box BPO Inc., also sponsored by Unisol, Luluran, SMDC, Telepreneur, Reway, For Life, and may bago po tayo. May bago tayong sponsored bukod po doon sa For Life. Well Life, we'd like to thank Well Life um, for sponsoring as well. As Lucille, Natasha, ayan po, yung aming mga bigas. Maraming salamat, Joe Bilinsangan Moreno, for also sponsoring the show. I'm going to see you on Monday because tomorrow is Saturday. It's my day off and Sunday as well. But happy weekend, everyone. Don't go away because at 8:30 p.m. is, ano na, after, ano na kasunod? ano na kasunod na show natin? Paki-flash. After shift ito. After shift. All right. So 8:30 p.m. after shift. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. Again, see you again on Monday for another episode of The Big Picture. Good night, everyone. Bye bye and stay safe. Happy weekend.